Welcome to another video where I'll show you what I've added to my Depeche Mode collection since last time. So first of all, a record by a band called Composition of Sound. Apparently there's 4 of them and this bootleg is called The Question of Knowledge, and it's so bootleggy it's a bit of a joke. So Composition of a Sound, supposedly according to this record, are Alan Wilder, Andrew Fletcher, Dave Garn and Martin Gore. And then, in very small text, Vince Clarke, in brackets, which he would probably be quite annoyed about. This is a bootleg that came out in 1986 in Germany on ATR Records, and it has got some live recordings from 1982 and 1983. So they are Depeche Mode recordings. And you can see the tracks quite clearly there. There's some possibly made up Basildon news cuttings there as well. There's a picture of Get the Balance Right single by Depeche Mode on there. And there's a picture of the 4 of them there and the 4 of them there as well. But no picture of Vince Clarke. So it's a very curious thing. The disc has got quite a plain label to it. Sound quality is not bad. I recognise some of the recordings from other bootlegs that I've got, and I got it really because I just quite like the fact that it's so completely wrong. Composition of Sound. So here's maybe a better attempt at proper Composition of Sound record, another bootleg. This is a 10-inch. It's on clear vinyl and it's only got 3 tracks on it. It's got Ice Machine, Radio News and Photographic. It's a mono recording. It's not particularly great quality, I have to say. Released in Europe in 2021. And it came with a couple of little flyers, which are kind of letter-set type jobs advertising early gigs. Yeah, and it's supposedly this is like a summer demo tape they sent around when they were trying to get a record deal. It's interesting to hear Radio News and actually hear quite how sort of Kraftwerky, early electronica sort of sounding they were at the time. It's not the it's not the best of pressings, I have to say, and also the sound quality is absolutely dreadful, but at least it is genuinely Composition of Sound. And then I've actually stacked these things up in order of release for once. So if we had Composition of Sound at the start, we have got the first proper Depeche Mode album, Speak and Spell. If you watched my previous video, you'll know that I picked up an all-lake pressing. It did turn out to be a bona fide all-lake pressing. Unfortunately, I already got one of those, so now I've got 2. And I'm still trying to find my way through the 10 or so different UK variants. This is an MPO pressing. It is down in Discogs as a reissue. I'll take it out of the sleeve. Given that it was released in 1981, this is in really good nick. And the label, all the labels on these 1981, early 1981, 82 presses are all very similar. And so are the run-out grooves as well. You know, the messages in the run-out grooves. So it's very hard to distinguish between different versions, and sometimes it comes down to the S and the T on STUMM 5 being in capitals and the U and the 2 M's being in lowercase. Really subtle differences like that. And that is CU from 1982. Can't get that price sticker off without ripping off the cover, unfortunately. They didn't have The Meaning of Love released in the US or Canada, so this is on side 2 of this 12-inch. And last time I had a copy of this from Canada and had a little white Canadian leaf up here, and this one hasn't, but it's on Sire, so that indicates it's from the US. And this has got, somebody's put their own little Saturn mute logo on. They've got a little stamp, previous owner, making sure they identified their record. They've stamped both sides of it, but I think it's kind of cute. Sally did warn me that that was the case. Oh, and just to mention, actually, well, they didn't tell me, it was it's promo stamped on the sleeve, so that was nice to see. They're not particularly rare, these promo stamped 12 inches or albums from America, but it's always nice when you get one unexpectedly. And then in 1985, we have Shake the Disease with Flexible on the B-side. And this is on Possum Music, so it indicates that it's from Australia, and in this case Australia and New Zealand. And it's got the very distinctive Possum logo on there as well, and the label's got a funny little bite out of it on both sides, which is quite peculiar. And the cover's in surprisingly good nick, given that it's from Australia, from 1985. And then from Canada, in 1986, Black Celebration, but the embossed sleeve with all the icons down the side. And this one, because in North America it's released as a single, has got But Not Tonight as an extra track on the end that you don't get normally in the UK. It's got the usual insert with the lyrics on and all the icons, and because it's North American, it's got this extra bit of lip that helps get the record out, but in fact I've got the record separate anyway, so I don't want to rip the inner. And there you can see it's got the Sire logo on there. And the red text around the label, around the edge of the label here, indicates that it's Canadian. It mentions Ontario and Canada. So that's how to distinguish between the US version. And then jumping ahead to 1989, Depeche Mode released their live album 101. This is a 2004 reissue on CD from France, and it's on the label. It's a slimline case, 2 CDs together in one awkward tray, and then the insert. It's just a one-sided cover. There is a cute little mail away, I assume to join some kind of Depeche Mode club, or just to get information about various releases in your email perhaps. And then the inlay is, we've seen this before, and in fact I have already got a French version. This is just a slightly different version. It's got the usual artwork in it, black and white artwork from Anton Corbin. And then from 1989, from Brazil, is the actual vinyl of 101, so the original release. This is actually promo stamped in gold in a kind of circular logo there on the back. It's gatefold, as many of them were. And if we take a look at we'll take a look at one of the discs. You see it's actually stamped across in Spanish as well, stamped across the label to say that it's a promotional disc. Just for completeness, here's the first disc. So it's got white labels. And it does come with the booklet, the insert as well, very glossy. It's a nice photography, and obviously a much better package than just looking at the CD insert, that's for sure. There's Pennebaker, the director, in the middle there. Yeah, so that's cool. And then finally, in 1993, Songs of Faith and Devotion came out, and this is what it looks like on cassette in Germany. Just a black case, yellow label. This is int 446888. Got a full fold out insert with the lyrics and a little bit of photography. So thanks very much for watching. If you didn't watch my previous video, it might be because I released it on a Thursday, which I realised was a mistake because not so many people saw it. So please take a look. I'll put a link at the end of this video. Enjoy reading your comments, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.